I pledge to stay drug-free.
I plan to stay drug-free.
I pledge to stay drug-free.
I pledge to be drug-free.
I pledge to stay drug-free.
And good afternoon, and welcome to Expose Under the Sun, sponsored by the Detroit Native Sun newspaper. I am Darwin Griffin. I'll be your host today, and I hope that you will get an opportunity to learn something from my special guest today. Her name is Miss Mika Tucker, and she's been a guest on my show before, but I look forward to hearing some of the new things that are going on in her life that she can be able to share with our audience today. Again, our show is live. And our calling numbers are area code 313-868-0342, 313-868-0351, or 313-868-4336. The website is www.tv33hpwhpr.com. And you're watching us on TV33. And we are televising from the awesome city of Highland Park, Michigan. And you can see us also on Roku, Amazon, and other media streams as well. But before we start the show, I just want to say a couple of things real quick. First, I do want everybody to remember that the 24th of this month is National Voter Registration Day. And it is imperative, if you want your voice to count, make sure you have that voice, which has a lot of power, and make sure you are registered to vote. Those of you that haven't registered to vote, or those of you that need to update your voter registration information, where you may have had a change of address, change of phone number, change of email address, please make certain on that day that you meet with someone that can go and they can help you to re-register your information. And also you can go down to the city clerk's office to do that as well in the city of Detroit. But another thing I'd like to do too, so look for various different places that we're going to be doing some things with the Delta Sigma Theta sorority, as well as with the Detroit branch of the NAACP. So be sure to keep an eye out for some of the different places that we're going to be registering individuals to vote at. And also, I just want to give a little shout out to a friend of mine, brother from another mother. His name is Ramon, Mr. Nice Guy Burnham, and he just recently had to have a surgical procedure done on his leg. So I do want to give him a shout out and want to tell him that I'm keeping him lifted up in my prayers and in my thoughts, and hopefully that he will make a full and speedy recovery. So again, my brother, like I said, if there's anything you need, reach out, touch. You've got a lot of people that love you, and a lot of people that are keeping you lifted up in their thoughts and prayers as well too. But I do want to, give a shout out to also the Full and Fabulous group with Sharon Full and Fabulous Dumas, and I want to thank her in terms of for an award that she recently gave me that was one that I had emceed a debutante ball that she had at the International Center on Kirby, and myself and other gentlemen, we were able to go and be invited to be escorts for that affair, and still getting a lot of recognition for doing that. And that was Steve Miller. That was also Ishmael Terry, Carl Baxter, and Eugene Wilson, my frat brother, Alphas. So again, definitely was appreciated. And also just want to put one other little shout out too. If you know of someone that has a passenger van that they are looking to let go of, the Full and Fabulous group is definitely in need of a passenger van. So if you do have anybody or know anybody that has a van that they would like to donate, the Full and Fabulous group, they are a 501c3. So it's a nonprofit group. So you could donate the van. There'll be a lot of people that will be appreciative of that opportunity and would love to go and, have to be able to transport the young ladies that she mentors in the program to different sites and locations where they go and they encourage young ladies who may be plus size young ladies or ladies that are going through some things with self-esteem building. So that's one of the things that the Full and Fabulous program does. So if you do have a van, please contact Sharon Dumas. You can contact her care of the station, or you can go on their website with Full and Fabulous. But we'll kind of give you a little bit more updates on that, in the future. So if anybody does, we definitely want to give you a shout out. We definitely love you and we appreciate you. So if you know of someone, please let us know. But today, I do want to thank Ms. Mika Tucker for coming on the show today. We're going to talk a little bit about relationships, and we're going to talk about some upcoming projects that she's got coming up as well, too. So, Ms. Tucker, I appreciate you coming on the show today.
My pleasure. I'm glad to be here.
And tell us what's new in your world.
Oh, well, for starters, I have a pending book coming out, Love in the Face of Deceit.
Okay.
It has not hit the bookstores yet. It's pending.
And what is the premise of the book?
It's a novel. Okay. It's a suspense thriller.
Is this the first one you've ever written?
First novel I've ever written, yes.
Okay, what's it about?
It's about...
Or just give our audience a little bit of a teaser about it.
Well, it's about 3 women, 1 man, and it's all about cheating, lies, and deceit. You have a single man who gets caught up in today's society with the things that go on today.
So this is a single man juggling the affections of 3 different women.
Right.
Okay.
And he ends up getting caught up with the wrong type of women.
What is your definition of the wrong type of woman?
Manipulation, spiritual manipulation, witchcraft, trickery, deceit, fake pregnancies, all types of stuff like that.
You say fake pregnancies?
Yes.
Do they still do that?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. So the other thing too is that, so now this is, you say it's a mystery?
It's a mystery because there is a character in the book that actually goes to Nigeria and finds a voodoo priest to help her persuade this guy to come her way. And he goes through these supernatural experiences, and he does things that he doesn't remember. And he is fighting this mystery of what's going on, and friends are coming up missing, and it's just a battle. He thinks he's going crazy, and he keeps being drawn to this woman that he does not love or does not care about. But there is a woman that he does love, that he does care about. And he's doing all these things against her, and he just can't figure it out. But the woman that he does love in the book, she goes to Christ, she goes to God, spirituality, and she prays and she fights for his soul. So That's basically what the the trailers say of the book.
Okay.
You know, what would you do for your man's love? Would you fight for his soul?
And that's a good question. You know, would women fight for their man's soul?
Oh, that's a real deep question, because nowadays, the way relationships are,
Mm-hmm.
when men find themselves with a woman that truly loves them, who's willing to sacrifice for them, sometimes it's almost like they can't handle it. It's almost like they would rather live in the superficial world of make-believe love and sex than a committed world.
What do you mean?
I mean, relationships can run deep. If you have a man or a woman, it's not just one-sided. Women can do this too. If you have a man that just wants to play around, just wants to, you know, be free and single and date and do whatever he wants to do,
Then he shouldn't be in a committed relationship then.
but they fall into committed relationships because they like the attention. They like the temporary husband or wife situation.
Well, see, somebody that has multiple partners, or they want to go out and they want to date multiple people, then they're not in a committed relationship, because a committed relationship should exist between two people,
Correct.
to where both parties are committed to each other,
Correct.
rather than one partner is committed to the partner. And then that's not really a partnership.
No.
That's just an arrangement.
It's an arrangement. It's a situationship. You know, it's a situation. And I've researched a lot of relationships, including some past relationships of my own,
Mm-hmm.
that a guy will be with a woman
Okay.
and date her, but will not commit to her, but he does all the things to be in a committed relationship. It's like we're together when we're together, but when we're not, we're not. And it's not fully voiced. It's not fully explained to the woman or to the man, whichever side the situation falls on. So he or she is left wondering, what am I to you? You know, who am I to you? Are you seeing someone else? Are you dating someone else? Are you with someone else? And instead of saying, okay, well, yeah, I'm with this person. I'm seeing these people. I'm seeing this person and this or that. They hide it. And they pretend that, oh, it's just you. Or I'm just seeing you. I'm not dealing with anyone else. But as soon as they leave your presence, they on the phone with somebody else. They're making plans for what they're going to do with somebody else tomorrow. You know?
Well, see,
So-
that's the thing that makes it really rough for a relationship, because you have to have the transparency, so that, you know, my father used to always say, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
True.
So in essence, that's something to where if you're doing something that you know you don't have any business doing, why can you get upset with somebody who's doing the same thing, you know, against you? Because karma, what goes around comes around.
Correct.
And the other thing too that a lot of people say even to this day is that, you know, all things come to the light. So if you are doing something that you have no business doing, men or women, 9 times out of 10, it's going to come back to haunt you, you know, and
Always
somebody's
does.
going to slip up, somebody's going to say something to somebody. There's going to be a phone call that you're going to get. There's going to be something that's going to, you're going to run into somebody someplace when you're out in public. So there's a lot of things that can happen. So it's like if you don't really want to have something to happen, then you just don't do anything that could hurt somebody else. Because just like how you could get hurt, somebody else could go and get hurt as well.
Right. In my counseling sessions with women, with men and women, but women in general, I try to teach that relationships is a two-way street.
Now, you're a life and relationship coach, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I try to teach that relationships are a two-way street. There has to be communication.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just begin a relationship with someone and there's no communication.
Between both of you.
Between
One person
both
can't
of
be
you.
doing all the talking,
Right.
and the other person just be doing all the listening. There needs to be a give and take.
Right.
Okay.
There has to be a give and take because sex is so shallow. It's emotional, but it can be shallow. You know, if you get to know each other and understand each other on a deeper level, you can begin to know if this person is someone that you want to spend your time with, you know, part of your life or all of your life with. But if you never talk, you never know who that person is. You know, why are you even together? What brings you together? What draws you together? Is it just the sex? Or is it the way they treat you? You know, is it the feeling that you get when you're with them? Is it temporary? You know, what is it? Why are you there?
What do you find that most people that come to you for advice, what are they coming to you advice to get?
A lot of the times it's someone to talk to that can understand what's going on in their lives without judgment. A lot of women, and some men too, because I talk to men too, but a lot of women get caught up in emotional relationships that are one-sided. And they're trying so hard to get this guy to open his eyes and ears, you know, to their love for them. You know, this woman she's gotten rid of all her male friends, her male counterparts. She's devoted to this guy. She's giving him all of her love. She's there, you know, when he needs her to be. But he's cold, he's distant, he's non-communicative. You know, he's off doing his thing, he's working, he's dating, he's seeing other people, but he's not telling her that.
Now, do you find, so what do you think that happens in terms, say, like if a woman finds out that her male, say her boyfriend or husband is involved with another woman, then should she, you know, there's a revenge, there's just getting angry, or there's just leaving, or there's talking about it, like you said, the communication part. But what do you usually advise a woman, let's say, that comes to you and tells you, Ms. Tucker, I'm really puzzled because I just found out that my man is cheating on me. What do you advise them?
I always advise to try to talk. That is so important, try to talk. Find out why. Why is he cheating? Is it something that that he feels you're not doing? A lot of women automatically say, "Oh, I'm not doing this. I must not be pretty enough. I must
so they
not
feel
be."
guilty.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a guilt. You know, women automatically feel guilty.
They put
Most
themselves
women
to
do.
a guilt trip,
Yes.
thinking that there's something that's wrong with them, or
Right.
something they're not doing. Okay.
Something that they're not doing, when that's not true. I at one time in my life believed that because the guy that I was with, if he had an eye for someone else, if he was cheating and I found out about it, it was something that I wasn't doing. I wasn't pretty enough or sexy enough or giving enough, or it was something that I wasn't doing.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you start living that way and believing that and analyzing yourself, you realize, well, wait a minute. I'm this, and that. And he's over here doing this and that. It's not me, it's him.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that he has not reached a certain point in his particular life to want to settle down or to accept that kind of love.
So you're thinking that he may be then wanting to go and see possibly if the grass may be greener on that other side.
Yeah, of course. And sometimes I've learned that guys can shift the blame and say, well, if you was shorter or
Or if
thinner,
you hadn't done this.
if you hadn't done this, I wouldn't do that. And that causes fear. It causes self-hate in women. A lot of emotional, it builds up a lot of emotional baggage in women, to where they usually do two things. Women either chase, and compete, or they run away, and the next person that they get involved with, that guy pays for what the other guy did. And I have heard, I had a woman that came to me and she said that if you totally focus on love in a relationship, you're a fool. Relationships should be about money and opportunity, not love, because you will get used. It's only a matter of time. She honestly felt that.
So was she basing that on relationships that she had gone through?
That she had gone through. Because every relationship that she had been in, the guy lied to her, cheated on her. She found out about some other woman that he was seeing, that he was dating, behind her back. She came in and found dirty sheets. It's the nicest way I can say it. Dirty sheets and evidence and things like that. Maybe jewelry where it shouldn't have been. Things like that. And
so she found evidence of things that made her think that her husband was not, or her man was not totally committed to her.
Right. But, and when a woman goes to a man and say, look, I need the truth. Tell me the truth. And he continuously lies to her. This builds up so much resentment and hurt and pain in a woman's heart. So what happens in the long run, and men go through this too, it's not just a female thing. They shut down the heart and all the emotional feelers, and they go through life feeling that the only thing they need to do is have fun, have sex, and keep it moving.
And see, that's something that, that cycle tends to go, and if it's a recidivist where it just goes over and over and over, then you meet somebody who's not looking for somebody who's just wanting to just have fun, but they may be wanting to look at a committed long-term relationship with someone. And it's hard to really get into a relationship with somebody who's not giving you their all in all.
Right.
Because you need to get into a relationship that people are giving 100% rather than giving 75% and somebody else is giving 100%.
Right.
And then at the same time too, you want to also make sure too that if I'm being true to you, then, and you're not being true back, then if I find out that you aren't, then it's some decisions that have to be made, and just like you're saying, you don't want to carry some baggage to someone else. But there are some men out here right now. I have a page called Measure of a Man, and one of the things that I posted on my Measure of a Man page on Facebook is that sometimes women, some men have to realize too, they are preparing that woman's heart for another man. That if you break a woman's heart, you may break their heart to the point to where they may leave that man, and then she goes to some other man who in turn may know how to safeguard her heart, how to make certain that whatever pieces that she gives him, and that's one of the things that women have to do. They have to give men all the pieces so that they can help heal their heart, even though the healing has to come from self, from within.
True.
But if you give the pieces of your heart to a woman, or you give the pieces of your heart to a man, they can find the nuances to be able to help put those pieces and make that heart back whole again. Agree?
Agree. Yes.
So now let me ask you in our few remaining minutes, if you had to give advice to men and women that are in relationships right now, how would you sum that up real quick?
I always tell my clients, please try to communicate. Before you do anything, it's really important to try to communicate. You know, if that doesn't work, then you have to set boundaries. You have to let the woman or the man understand that you're not going to continuously keep being hurt and used and manipulated. Why are they there? Why are they in your life? You know, what do you mean to them? There is a time in every relationship that the truth has to come out of the reason for the relationship. You know, where is it going? Is it just for now? Is it just temporary?
Or is it something that's going to build towards the future?
Is it something that's building toward the future?
Right. Well, you know, I really want to continue our conversation, but our time is up. It seems like this half an hour goes by so fast.
Yes.
I'll have to ask you, Ms. Tucker, to come back on the show again so we can continue this conversation. But, you know, that's something that there's a lot of questions that I'm sure, and if anybody has any other questions they'd like for me to ask Ms. Tucker before she comes back on the show again, you can follow me on my Measure of a Man page. But again, I do want to go and ask you if you are interested in advertising in the Detroit Native Sun newspaper, that you can go and you can contact Ms. Valerie Lockhart at 313-457-5944, and you can pick up a copy of the Detroit Native Sun News at your local Kroger supermarket. And again, I do want to thank Ms. Tucker for coming on the show. I'll have to give her an invitation to come back again, and also make certain too that you can pick up a copy of Mika's Love Story, which is a poetic, inspirational short stories of love and life, as well as looking forward to seeing her upcoming book. Say the name of it again, the title?
Love in the Face of Deceit.
Love in the Face of Deceit.
Yes, it's a hot book. It's not for the faint.
So it's going to be one of those page turners that everybody's going to pick up and not want to put it down when you read it. So again, you heard it live on the Expose Under the Sun. And again, I do want to go and give a shout out and our prayers to Ramon, and you take care of yourself, my brother. But again, stay tuned next week, same station. Peace. Tell somebody you love them.